Crutch.
This is an interesting one, isn't it? It's a peculiar word for us to use. But what we're actually meaning, what we're suggesting you look out for is whether you have certain things that you do when you're driving that you use as a type of crutch, as something that helps you to drive.
Yes, and it may well be that you always make sure you've got a bottle of water with you, or you always come out with your house keys, or whatever it is, that if I've got that, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. Maybe you rely on always having a passenger next to you for you to be able to drive. Anything that you rely on could be a type of crutch. Now, the problem with this is that if you rely on certain things to happen or certain things to be in place for you to drive, that means you're not really taking the credit for the fact that it's you driving, that it's you doing it. It's almost like you're giving the credit over to this safety crutch that you're relying on. It's almost as if you're saying, I can only drive if I have this thing. So we need to get rid of those crutches. We need to get rid of the things that you rely on so that you're giving yourself the positive evidence that it's you who's driving and that it's not the things that you're relying on.
And a lot of people rely on sat navs to get them from A to B. Well, what happens if the sat nav all of a sudden breaks? What do you do? How can you get from A to B without a sat nav? And again, it's very different. It causes that initial probably panic. Well, I don't know what to do. I've never done this before. I rely on this sat nav. What options are there? We've not even thought of those options. So it can be as simple as the sat nav's not there.
And maybe it comes back to that plan B word that we had earlier on in the series. So watch out for the things that you're relying on. If you feel that it's that thing, that crutch, that is actually taking the credit for all your driving, what can you get rid of? What can you, one thing at a time, one small thing at a time, what bite-sized step can you take so that you begin to realize and believe your own ability to drive without relying on that thing?